Have you ever wondered why people in certain parts of Japan live so incredibly long, healthy lives? We're talking about active centenarians, people who are vibrant and full of life well past 100. It's not magic, and it is definitely not the latest fad diet or extreme workout routine that is burning out so many of us in the modern world. The secret lies in ancient, time-tested wisdom. Today, we're going to dive deep into 7 ancient Japanese protocols for longevity that completely dismantle our modern approach to aging. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about getting older. Let's start with the first protocol, Hara Hachi Bu. This is a concept from Okinawa, one of the world's famous blue zones. It is a simple but profound Confucian teaching that says you should only eat until you reach 80% full. Think about how we eat today. We often stuff ourselves until we can't take another bite, chasing that feeling of being completely full. Hara Hachi Bu is the exact opposite. It's about mindful eating, listening to your body's subtle cues of satiety, not its screams of being overfed. This small caloric restriction, practiced over a lifetime, has been scientifically linked to lower rates of heart disease, cancer, and inflammation. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about respecting your body's natural limits. It also teaches you to savor your food, to be present during meals instead of mindlessly scrolling through your phone. It's a small change with a massive impact. Next up, we have Ikigai. You've probably heard this word buzzing around, but what does it really mean? Ikigai is your reason for being, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning with a sense of purpose. It's the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. In the West, we often separate our work from our passion, and retirement is seen as the ultimate goal, the end of a productive life. But in communities where people live the longest, retirement doesn't really exist. People stay active, engaged, and purposeful. They have a reason to wake up. Whether it's tending to a garden, teaching a craft to the younger generation, or volunteering in the community, having a strong sense of Ikigai gives life meaning at every stage. It fights off the mental and spiritual decline that can often accompany aging. So, what's your Ikigai? It's a powerful question to ask yourself. The third protocol is all about movement, but not in the way you think. It's not about hitting the gym for an intense 2-hour session every day. It's about constant, natural, low-intensity movement integrated into daily life. Think walking, gardening, stretching, and doing chores. In traditional Japanese life, convenience wasn't always the goal. People walked to the market, squatted to garden, and were constantly on their feet. This kind of consistent, gentle movement is what our bodies were designed for. It keeps our joints lubricated, our muscles strong, and our circulation flowing without the stress and risk of injury that comes from high-impact, sporadic exercise. It's about creating a lifestyle of movement, not just scheduling a workout. Take the stairs, walk to the store, stand up and stretch every hour. It's the small movements that add up to a lifetime of mobility. Now for our fourth protocol, Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. This isn't just a walk in the woods. It's a practice of immersing yourself in nature with all your senses. It's about feeling the breeze, smelling the damp earth, hearing the birds, and seeing the light filter through the trees. Modern life has disconnected us from the natural world. We live in concrete boxes, stare at screens, and breathe filtered air. But we are biological beings, and we have a deep, primal need for nature. Scientific studies on forest bathing have shown incredible benefits like reduced stress hormones, lower blood pressure, improved mood, and even a boosted immune system. The trees release compounds called phytoncides that we breathe in, which have been shown to increase our body's natural killer cells, the ones that fight off tumors and viruses. Just 20 minutes in a park can start to work its magic. Let's move on to the fifth protocol, which is about social connection, or moi. A moi is a social support group that begins in childhood and lasts a lifetime. It's a group of friends who are committed to each other for life, through thick and thin. They meet regularly to chat, share advice, and support each other financially and emotionally. This provides an incredible safety net. In our modern, individualistic society, loneliness has become an epidemic, and it's as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. A moi ensures that no one ever feels alone. It fosters a deep sense of belonging and community, which is a fundamental human need. While we may not have formal moe, we can build our own. Cultivate deep, meaningful friendships, nurture your connections with family and community. These relationships are one of the most powerful predictors of a long and happy life. The sixth protocol focuses on what you put on your plate, but it's more than just Hara Hachi Bu, it's about the traditional Japanese diet itself. Before the infiltration of Western fast food, the Okinawan diet was largely plant-based. We're talking a rainbow of vegetables, especially sweet potatoes, which were a staple, along with tofu, seaweed, and a small amount of fish. They ate very little red meat, sugar, and processed foods. This diet is incredibly nutrient-dense, packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight inflammation and cellular damage, the hallmarks of aging. It's a stark contrast to the standard modern diet, which is high in processed ingredients, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. You don't have to eat exactly like an Okinawan, but the principle is clear. Eat real, whole, plant-centric foods. Your body will thank you for it in the long run. Finally, our seventh protocol is about embracing a positive and adaptable mindset, what we can call wabi-sabi, and a flexible spirit. Wabi-sabi is the Japanese art of finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence. It's an acceptance of the natural cycle of growth, decay, and death. Instead of fighting aging with countless products and procedures, this mindset encourages us to see the beauty in wrinkles, the wisdom in grey hair. It's about letting go of the stress of trying to be perfect and forever young. This mental flexibility and positive attitude are crucial. Centenarians are often described as being easygoing, optimistic, and having a great sense of humor. They've weathered many storms in life and have learned to adapt. They don't sweat the small stuff. This low-stress, resilient mindset is perhaps the most powerful longevity tool of all. It protects the mind and body from the corrosive effects of chronic worrying and anxiety. So there you have it. 7 ancient protocols that offer a profound alternative to our modern, often stressful, approach to aging. It's not about a magic pill, it's about a holistic lifestyle. It's about eating mindfully, having a purpose, moving naturally, connecting with nature, nurturing community, eating whole foods, and embracing a positive, adaptable mindset. These aren't radical changes, they are gentle, sustainable shifts in our daily habits and perspectives. They invite us to live a more balanced, connected, and meaningful life, not just a longer one. Let's learn from this ancient wisdom and start building our own foundations for a long, vibrant, and happy life. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this gave you some valuable insights. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one small change you can make today? I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.